Well, as you can see, it's morning. I slept pretty good last night, given the circumstances. I got to sleep on the top bunk right up here. It's the first.
The full experience.
Now I have the full experience of the van, so it's cool. We were going to get permits for Angel's Landing, but there's no cell service here, so that didn't get to happen. But it's really cool to see the landscape. It's really cool to see the landscape reveal itself. Because honestly, for some strange reason, I thought there were trees around this picnic area, because that's how I envision a picnic area.
Yeah, we're by a river.
We're by a river. There's a house off in the distance.
We got a gazebo with a picnic table.
Yeah.
A river. Yeah.
Oh, he's filming. I'll let him tell it.
All right. So it's Monday. We just woke up here. This was a trip to get up here. Dirt road. It's kind of crazy.
Well, good morning from Wyoming. It's the thing I love about this state is that just when you think it's only has like one or two things to offer, you have stuff like this, and it just surprises you. I can totally see the appeal of why people want to live here. I'm good for about a week. I do like my movie theaters and my ability to get any type of cuisine that I wanted. But I'm very glad that I came here, and I'm looking forward to coming back to Wyoming again. And we didn't even hit Yellowstone and the Tetons, and that's the thing too, guys. If you think that that's all that Wyoming has to offer, I think you're doing the state a disservice. But I said it before and I say it again, I keep on repeating myself. This is just a really, really cool state. That being said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, thank God I did not watch Wolf Creek before I came out here.
So this is our terrain. Tyler, tell the audience about the situation we're in right now.
The situation right now is that we are on a backcountry road in Wyoming where the deer and the antelope play. And I'm a man, so I'm not going to say that we're lost. We're heading in the right direction. We just don't know when to make the turn. But I'll tell you what, it's actually some pretty impressive scenery. I would not want to be here in January, that's for sure.
Okay, so we got service. That's the new update.
We're very happy about that, but now we're going down the steep hill.
So we're just driving along.
That buck is staring me down. Look at that.
Hello! Hello!
What the fuck? I don't understand this. Why are you talking to me? Well, hello. James, tell the fine folks what we are on that we have not seen in the past
12 hours.
12 hours or at least 8 hours, yeah.
Pavement. Holy shit.
I've never been so glad to see.
65 mile an hour.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay, all right. Now this looks like Wyoming.
This is much better.
We are now on the interstate. We are very happy to be on the interstate. It only took us, honestly, it was only an hour driving, James. Can you believe that? that was a long hour. I mean, I've had longer hours, but that was a pretty long hour. We got to see some scenic beauty, though. Now that we're literally out of the woods, we're very thankful that we had that experience. What about you, James?
Yeah, that was fun. I was glad I would do it again.
I would do it again now that I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
Okay, hi. So we're at the Pepper Mill. We're now 2 for 2. We wanted to go over this place called Penny's Diner, but Penny was the only one there, and she goes, "Are you a hotel guest?" It's right, she's right next to a hotel. And we were like, "No, I'm only serving hotel guests." Okay, well, great. Do you know where we can go? She goes, "Pepper Mill, just down the road." We go to Pepper Mill. There's some sort of gathering going on with senior citizens, and there's this nod to someone, and she just nothing, right? And then there's like this smell, this interesting smell. James said, "No, this is sketch. We need to get out of here." And I swear to God, guys, it was like Wild at Heart, Blue Velvet, David Lynch film in that place right there. It's wow.
Do not recommend
Pepper Mill unless
no, go to the Starbucks or McDonald's.
Yeah. All right, we took a little side tour to Fort Bridger. Fort Bridger has a lot of history regarding the Oregon Trail, the Mormon Trail, and even the Donner Party. My recall is really bad, so I encourage you to look up Fort Bridger. This area kind of kicked off, there's an official name for it, but it's more or less the Mormon War between the Gentiles and the Mormons, because they had a beef with Bridger, or there was a misunderstanding. Then Bridger encountered the Donner Party, and he said, "Oh yeah, that spot where you're going to the Sierras, that's a shortcut. Go ahead, should be fine." And well, we kind of know what happened to them. Anyway, it's a really cool, interesting bit of history that I was looking forward to seeing, but we're not sure if it's open, so we're gonna check and see these guys.
So of course Jim Bridger and Louis Vasquez, who was another fellow fur trapper, they both kind of came back to civilization for a while, decided it was definitely not worth it, and decided they wanted to stay up in the mountains. So they established a trading post here in 1843.
Got it.
And their original intent was actually just to do trade with the Native Americans, because this actually predates any of the trail systems coming through here.
Okay.
They never would have guessed the hundreds of thousands of people were about to start coming down the westward trails, but they were more than happy to see them and more than happy to make money off of them.
Oh yeah.
Of course, one of those groups coming out here, of course, was the before mentioned the Mormon pioneers headed for Utah. Now, of course, Brigham Young pictured here, when he first got to Fort Bridger, he realized how important this site was going to be to getting his people to Utah. And of course, Brigham Young and Bridger, based on the studies and reading I've done about both of these two gentlemen, I don't think there is a situation where they could have met and been friends.
Okay, yeah.
They were exactly the same in every way that makes people butt heads, and they were exactly different in every way that makes people butt heads. So of course, one thing that they did do, though, is they were able to get along well enough to get an agreement together. But of course, as that complaint had gotten back to Brigham Young decided, you know what? Between Jim Bridger breaking the law up there as well as a couple other mountain men who were running ferries across the Green River and some of the other rivers here who weren't paying their taxes. He said, we need to answer that. So he organized a posse of 150 men to come up to extract the taxes that the mountain men hadn't been paying on the bridges, and of course while they're up here to grab Jim Bridger and of course take him down to Salt Lake for trial. Now of course Jim Bridger was no fool, and this wasn't his first scuffle, so when he saw 150 guys with guns coming, he said nope. And the problem being is that because of that run-in with the law, both Jim and Louis Vasquez kind of had to get out of Dodge, so to speak, and they ended up leaving $12,000 worth of goods in the fort.
Wow.
Which just kind of happened. So theft probably is accurate to what happened there, but it wasn't the theft of the fort itself, but the
possessions. Gotcha.
So, that's where that one kind of gets mixed up a lot. A lot of people, well, we stole the fort, and then other people, no, we didn't. By one way or another, the church did obtain possession of the fort through purchasing it, and stole some nice goods to sell from it afterwards. And in fact, the alcohol that they'd originally been sent to claim that was being sold to the Native Americans, Brigham Young had given an order to have that destroyed. And the guy who was in charge of that posse, he actually mentions in his diary that they did in fact destroy the alcohol that was stashed here at Fort Bridger, but he describes it as being destroyed in doses.
That's fair.
So you can guess what happened there.
That's pretty funny.
One of my favorite descriptions is, we destroyed the alcohol here.
In doses.
Yep, that sounds about right. The Mormons came out here originally due to things that had happened to them in the United States, such as the Missouri Extermination Order. If you're familiar with that, where of course in the state of Missouri it became perfectly legal to kill a Mormon just for being a Mormon.
Yeah.
They actually came out here with a plan to settle this area, build an economy, and then purchase this land from Mexico and make it their own nation. They were going to call it the Nation of Deseret.
So that's where that word comes from.
So that's what they were kind of going for. Of course, before they could build that economy up enough here, the Spanish-American War happened. Under the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, this became U.S. territory officially. At that point, they realized, okay, we're never going to get our own nation here. Statehood, that's the next second best option. So of course, they proposed this name of Deseret. The U.S. government looked at that and said, that sounds like desert. No one's going to move there if you call it that. We're not going to let you choose your own name. You've got the Ute Indians there. We'll call you Utah. So needless to say, the president, he saw this as an opportunity. He kind of went around and said, oh, well, you're a political rival of mine. You know what, let's send you off to go govern the Utah territory. So he kind of uses a way to get a lot of his rivals out of Washington.
And that was Buchanan, or was that Pierce?
That wasn't quite Buchanan yet. That was still Pierce.
Okay, gotcha.
They took it, but very begrudgingly. And of course, the Mormons, many of whom had been there for the Missouri Extermination Order, still had those thoughts very fresh in their mind. They were not happy to see U.S. government officials coming out to govern. The Mormons didn't trust the Feds didn't trust the Mormons. Tensions built, more and more got said. Really, by the time 1857 happened, rumors were just completely outlandish. President Buchanan at the time got word that the Mormons were actually raising an army, getting ready to invade and take over the United States.
That's where, that's the part that I was.
Of course, not true.
Yes.
That's what he heard, and that's what he decided to act upon. Whereas, on the other side, the rumors weren't any better. The Mormons heard that the U.S. government was putting together a task force to come kill every man, woman, and child.
Yeah.
And finish off the Missouri Extermination Order. So, of course, as they were doing that, they were prepping for, again, the U.S. military to come. And by that point, Buchanan had sent 1/3 of the United States military force to fight the Mormon army. A lot of people really underestimate just what a show of force that was. Again, 1/3 of the entire United States military force. Of course, Albert Sidney Johnston became pictured there. This popular nickname for this military movement became Johnston's Army. And of course, the Mormons who were stationed here, they started, of course, spying on the caravan coming in, and they'd actually been given orders to take up guerrilla warfare against these guys. Interestingly enough, they had strict orders not to kill anyone. So they made another kind of, I guess you could call it another textbook decision. and they decided to go scorched earth policy.
Okay.
They burnt the fort to the ground. They burnt all the grass, all the trees they could in the local area,
Okay.
and they actually burnt 60 miles of the trail
Wow.
heading east.
Okay.
And it is my personal opinion that was probably the best decision made during this war.
Okay.
And that is because between the harassment and then, of course, 60 miles of nowhere to feed your animals, no resources left there, it slowed the military immensely.
I bet.
And of course, by the time they got to Fort Bridger, they were in a foot of snow.
Okay.
And really couldn't move any further. Now, interestingly enough, Jim Bridger, in all of this, he had actually been recruited by the military as a military scout, and he was guiding this entire expedition.
Wow. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
And I largely hold him responsible for this next part.
Okay.
Not a single soldier died during the winter here. Again, they did have some resources they pulled with them, but largely due to Jim Bridger helping them know where to camp in the warm spots, out of the wind, and helping them survive, they did very well here.
How many troops were there?
2,500 soldiers.
Okay.
But really, during that winter, we have this beautiful moment in human history where something really rare happens. Winter allowed cooler heads to prevail, and we've got a moment in history where people actually go and talk to each other rather than just kill each other. And that's kind of what happened. Johnston very much was not happy about the idea, but was eventually persuaded by two of his subordinate officers to send envoys down to Salt Lake. They went down to Salt Lake, opened up negotiations. They realized, oh, the Mormons aren't getting ready to invade and take over the United States. And of course, the Mormons realized, oh, you're not here to kill us all. Do we actually have a reason to fight? And it was decided no, that they didn't. So things ended up going, especially for the situation what it could have been, very peacefully. So you end up with the Utah War more or less ending.
That's awesome.
Without much going on. Of course, part of the
Okay. So James, what'd you say?
This used to be the old prison.
This used to be the old prison.
So when soldier, he said when they didn't have like a button, they would stick them in here for 1 to 4 days. Or if they thought about leaving sometimes too, they would stick them in there. But that'd be considered treason and death.
Yeah. It's abandonment. Yeah. That's...
And Fort Bridger was also known to be one of the easiest to get out of their prisons, and they used to use one of those other two. There used to be some other places over there that were really easy. So once the military came in, they built this, and no one ever got out of this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. That was quite the.
And that post, he said right there, is an official Oregon Trail post. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's where the Oregon Trail actually went through.
Oh, that is super cool.
Can you walk over there?
Yeah. So I was telling James, what's really cool, or what's really, it's really cool, but it's really unfortunate, is that you have the I-80 right behind me, and thousands of cars come by here drive by this place every day. And they don't know about this place, and it's just a super cool piece of American history, or forgotten American history. So, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make the stop up here. I'm very, very glad that I did. And now, this right here is, what'd you say, James?
The Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail, the Mormon Trail. Look at that. All right.
The Pony Express
Okay, so we got the California Trail,
and the California Trail. So those were the four.
Pony, Oregon, and Mormon. That is super cool. This is where it all happened. So James, I think it's safe to say that we've seen all of Wyoming.
Yeah. Here it goes. Check it out on my map.
All right, here it goes. Hold on. Okay, we're coming around the bend. We're going to have the Utah. Welcome to Utah. Here, can you gun past it real quick? There we go. And there it is right there. Road change. Welcome James, we're in Utah again. How do you feel about it?
Feels just like Wyoming and South Dakota.
And yes, I am going to milk this joke every single time. You know, James, what's interesting about Utah is that it in no way looks like southwestern Wyoming. Okay, so we made it to another BLM campsite. So notice to the Bureau of Land Management, thank you for the free camping, but could you improve your roads just a bit? Explain how we got here.
Oh, it's designed for off-road vehicles, and there are some ruts in there that could easily pull down like some of the equipment that we have underneath the van, including a propane tank and hoses for water and sewer. So anyways, we made it through. Tyler took the flashlight and showed where the spot was, and I drove along the ruts. We made it, so now we just need to make it out tomorrow, but right now we're gonna have a beer. We're having, Tyler just had dinner. I'm gonna make myself a backpacker's meal real quick.
I finished the steak. I can only eat like half of the steak that when it was over at Devil's Tower, so I have the remainder of the steak. I'll probably have the ham sandwich. It's kind of a hodgepodge dinner for me.
Yeah, so
And
I'm having that and some chicharrones, and then I think you bought yourself some, I forget your dessert you bought.
I bought a Devil's Food honey bun.
Yeah. I got a Snickers bar, but a white Snickers bar. So kind
White chocolate Snickers bar.
Yep.
Big geek on. All right. Have a nice night. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. These are the type of roads that we go through for the Bureau of Land Management. Once again, thank you, Bureau of Land Management, for letting us boondogg. But
Yeah, this part was easy. It's the next part.
yeah, this part was easy. We'll show you the more difficult parts.
This campsite was actually kind of impressive that they got this big trailer in here.
Yeah, totally. Okay, there we go. And now we're on the good road. All right, James, I have an observation.
All right, what is it?
You do realize that for the past 5 days we've been getting up earlier than we would be doing for work in order to enjoy our vacation.
Yeah, we've definitely been getting a lot less sleep.
Yeah. Just putting it out there. So we just went past the guard station. Wow, tons of... Okay, so it looks like those are the shuttles right there. They're getting ready to gas up and go. James and I are gonna look for parking, or actually James is gonna look for parking. I'm very thankful that I bought my annual pass this trip, because I think I've already made my money back.
Where does a bus come and pick us up at?
Bus comes and picks us up at the trailhead over there, or we'll find it. Let's just
Park?
yeah, let's just park. Yeah, wherever you want.
A bit further.
This is interesting compared to last time. It was, you had tons and tons of people. Yeah, then we do that way, and we can just here we are. All right, James, you excited?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's brew some coffee. Okay, so we definitely made the right call. It is a few minutes before 7, and right now already the parking lot is about 3/4 full. So yeah, it's gonna be a great day hiking. We're looking forward to, we didn't get the permit, but I think the idea is to at least get up to Walter's Wiggles and at least get up to the sign where it says permit required beyond this point. And we'll show you the good stuff next. Also, there's a caveat to this. I got an annual pass, but I'm not sure what the ranger situation is if you come into the park early before the rangers set up at the entrance. So I'll let you know. James, where are we?
We're at the trailhead of Angel's Landing. Just took the 7 a.m. bus. This is also the hike for the Bronco.
This is some cool stuff. All right. Okay, so I'm very glad I held it in and I didn't do a detour and damage nature. There is an outhouse up on top of the right before you get to Angel's Landing right here, as soon as you plateau. So while you're hiking up, hold it. You'll be able to use it a little bit later on. And they're about what you would expect, but at least you're not destroying nature. Okay, this is a full unobstructed view of Angel's Landing. Wow. James, I'm not gonna lie, part of me is kind of glad that we didn't get the permits. What did you say? You said that one of your coworkers had a daughter?
Yeah, and she, after doing that trail, is now scared of heights forever, permanently.
Yeah, I believe her. Wow.
This has to be one of the prettiest hikes we've done
Yeah, definitely.
in a while.
very glad that I wore the short sleeves, because I think in an hour, everyone who is wintered up, for lack of a better word, they really just kind of like layered up. Gonna start peeling off layers, and then they need to carry that stuff back down. So I think this is like the Cloud's Rest of Angel's Landing. By that I mean Cloud's Rest is a great trail, and I highly recommend that you do that. But it looks down on Half Dome. And for me, I think it's arguably a better view. And you don't need permits. You just need to hike a little bit more. I think this might be the same case if we're going up there.
Maybe I'll go this way since I'm like in the sun.
Yeah, you are. That's okay.
So, for sure, this is a campsite. And then there's at least 2, 3, 4 more. 1, 2, 3 minimum.
And we're on the way to West Rim.
You can see we're on the way to West Rim, but you can see the knife's edge right here.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
We were debating on going up here, but it doesn't look like there's an official trail, so I'm not sure if we'd be
Staying true to the park system, staying on trail.
Thank you. That's what he said. And also, it looks like there's some scrambling. And yeah, we just don't want to. We want to be respectful. But dang, that would be cool to go up. Okay, so what's amazing is that if you take, what is it called, the West End Trail? The West Rim Trail. If you just keep on going for about a mile, there's absolutely no one around. So you're dealing with a lot of hikers getting up at least to the observation point of Angel's Landing, and it is dead silent out here except for me yakking away at you. Okay, so James, are you glad that we came here early?
For sure.
Oh my gosh. It's I hate to see what the bottom looks like. All right, we gotta go. Okay, so thoughts on Zion, James?
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. I mean, it really was stunning. Would love to go back there. Tyler and I want to do the Zion Traverse Trail, which is a 42-mile trail that will end at Angel's Landing. So, Ranger recommended that we do that next October.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Otherwise, there's a short window of time. Otherwise, it's going to be too hot. Either blazingly hot weather or 10 feet of snow. And then, yeah. And then we went and had some burgers at, what was the place again?
It started with an R.
Yes.
Grand Parks? I don't know.
I'll tell you right here. So that was good. Really hit the spot. And then we filled up with gas. And now we're taking a straight shot back to Los Angeles. Thankfully for you guys, I was napping when I went through the Utah-Arizona border. But now we're at the Utah-Nevada border, and we're about to go into Utah. Or no, we're about to go to Nevada.
Don't fucking do it.
to Nevada. Okay, James, it's your turn.
I just got cut off, so welcome to Nevada.
Oh no, I was about to say, the whole joke that we've been doing. I'll just do it. James, what's interesting about Nevada?
It looks exactly like South Dakota, Wyoming.
Oh, you bastard.
And all the other states we've been in.
Right. Okay. We're about to do another state line.
Last one for the trip.
Last one for the trip. All right.
Welcome to California.
Woo! And here we go.
All right.
You know what's interesting about California? Okay, we have heard on more than one occasion that this place has some awesome date shakes. So this is our last touristy stop of the trip, and it's straight on from here.
Prices of gas, instead of $3.80, are now dun 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 for plus $6.99 or $7.20 for.
$6.99, guys. Wow.
And we need to wash our windows, so we're gonna.
Do we need to top off? No, we don't.
No.
Actually, here, pull into the parking. Oh, yeah, we do need to wash the windows. Sorry, my bad. All right, I'm
Wash the
doing
windows
that.
first.
Yeah, all right, cool.
This one's red, anyways.
We will let you know how the date shakes are. Okay, all right, so we just got past SEMA, and we're gonna try our date shakes. I got one mixed in with strawberry because when we came back here when we came by here last week, that's what the attendant said that was her favorite. You got
Chocolate banana dates.
all right. So let's see.
It's good.
Yeah, I like mine too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely stop here.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the $6. I'm not sure if it's worth the $4 for bottled water, but that's okay. You're in the middle of a desert and you're supporting local. And one thing that was interesting is that they have two lines. One is for grocery, the other one's for lottery. Now, when we came by here last week, there was no one around. So, we were just like, okay, well, that's weird. Today, however, is a different story. We were in the grocery line.
There's a confrontation.
Yeah, then there was like this confrontation thing going on.
I want to buy lottery tickets for today's and then next week. And the guy's like, you can't buy for next week. So what do you mean I can't buy for next week? And there was a whole confrontation about buying for the next lot.
It was easily 6 people deep, and I was like, I didn't realize there were 6 people out here. That's amazing. Anyway, yeah, so now I'm driving because it's my turn and fair is fair. And then also James has an hour-long ride after he drops me off. And, yeah, I think that's it. Well, we said that was it like a few hours ago. I'll let you know when I get home. All right. Bye. Okay, we are now, we just passed Blue Cut, just past Barstow. There's the famous McDonald's right there. And just in a few hundred yards, we will be crossing over
The Pacific Crest Trail.
the Pacific Crest Trail.
So Tyler and I were there. Was
That
it
McDonald's
last year?
last year.
And the Pacific Crest Trail is just right on this valley.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we just passed it.
Oh, did we? No, it's right here. It's in this cut.
Okay.
Yeah, just there's the way station right there. There you go.
All right.
Hey, this is cool.
Right woods to our right. It's within a day's walk.
Yep. But now with the advancements of the automobile industry, we can get there in an hour. All right, we're coming to the end of our trip. We want to say thank you for watching.
on the crazy dirt road. That was cool. Today, going back to Zion, totally worth it. I really enjoyed Devil's Tower, and I really enjoyed, out of the two things, probably Devil's Tower and Zion were my two top things that we did.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler?
Yeah, definitely Devil's Tower, which kind of like prompted this trip, and then all of a sudden was like, oh, Deadwood's here, Mount Rushmore, so they're just like within the neighborhood. Yeah, definitely Devil's Tower. Going to Utah for the first time. I have been wanting to go to Utah ever since I was a teenager. So the fact that I finally got that, and I got that in abundance, I think was super, super cool. And getting to know the history, that history stop off of Fort Bridger was super cool. And then there was another, just like roadside stops, the date shape. Hanging, or stumbling upon that restaurant where those weird people were.
Yeah, Peppermill.
Yeah, the Peppermill. And we're like, okay. It's so, it's like little nuances thing. And then also, James and I are really good about this, where if something doesn't go to plan, we